Is it like 2 weeks into August already? Maybe. Am I filming a mid-year wrap-up? Maybe. Is it a little too late? I don't care. Also, I'm filming this on like, what even day is it? July 17th? So it's going up almost a month late. But anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Maya, and in today's video, we're gonna be doing a mid-year wrap-up. So I have not read a lot of books this year so far. I've only read like 22, somewhere around there. I actually did not count. I probably should have didn't, but I have a little list here. I'm not gonna let y'all see. It's got the books on it of all the questions for the mid-year wrap-up, and then I have all the books for the mid-year wrap-up. We're doing this in my living room because my bookshelves are currently a wreck, and I'm about to film a redoing my bookshelves, so that'll be coming after this video. But yeah, so my bookshelves are a wreck. Didn't want to film in front of them because they're not pretty right now. Also, the lighting in my living room is better than the lighting in my bedroom. So my family is out at a church thing tonight. No, I'm here and I did my makeup. Don't judge me. I'm still learning how to do makeup. My friend taught me recently how to do it better than I was doing it before. Don't know if I like it or not, but we're going with it because I did it. So let's hop right into this video now, I guess. Our first question is best book you've read in 2025. So I've only read like 22 books, like I've said. There were not a lot of highly rated books on that list. Hey, Gracie Abrams on my little thing up there. But there are not a lot of books that are highly rated from this year so far, which is not the best, and I'm hoping the second half of the year is better. My hair looks like a lion's mane right now. My bad. I'm in a very ADHD mood right now, so my brain is sorry. Y'all gotta deal with it. So, I mean, I guess y'all don't have to deal with it. You can leave, but like, please don't. I swear I will get better. I'm entertaining, okay? That's all you can ask for. My highest rated book this year, I think, or like it's not even my highest rated because it's not a 5-star, but it's my favorite book I've read this year, which is weird. Okay, I know that's odd, but my favorite book I've read this year is First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. Because B.K. Borson is a favorite of mine, as you might know. I don't know. I haven't ranted a ton about her on my channel, but like, she's my favorite author ever, probably, at least right now. She's my favorite romance author ever. So this book is about, let's just read the small part on the back. It says, a hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. Which, have I watched Sleepless in Seattle? I don't know if I have. I might have to go watch that tonight since I have some time alone. But it was a really cute romance. I loved it wasn't even like a grumpy sunshine vibe. Like, it kind of was, but he wasn't that grumpy. And she's a single mom, which I did not realize until I was reading the book. And I think that whole vibe was cute. Like, they really didn't talk about it that much, but like the amounts that she did talk about it, I think it was really cute. And the whole vibe between her friends and him and everything, I just liked it. I really liked it. But I am a little bit biased because I love her. But this is my favorite book I've read this year so far, which is interesting to me that it's not a 5-star, but it's my favorite book. Don't judge. Okay, the second question is the best sequel you've read so far this year. I don't actually have this sequel on me. I don't own this book. I own the first book, so I should have probably grabbed the first book so that I could just show it. But if I can figure out my editing software, there will be a picture of it right here. All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes is my favorite sequel. I think it's the third one in the Natural series. So I read the first 3 books in the series. How many books are in the series? I only have 1 left. Are there only 4 books? I think there's only 4 books, but it's the third in the series, and I really liked it. I can't remember how many stars I gave it though. I think it might have gotten 5 stars. It might have gotten 4 stars. It might have gotten a 4.5 star or 5. I don't know. It's a something star rating. I'll put it with the book, but that was my favorite sequel this year so far. Just because she's my, like, one of my other top favorite authors. I think B.K. Borson and Jennifer Lynn Barnes are definitely my top 5 authors. And so any book by her, love them so much. And I will be forcing all of my friends to read all of her books if I can. And I have successfully done that to a lot of them. So we're trekking along here. Now, a new release you haven't read yet, but you want to. I do have that. It does have the Target sticker on it still. Let me just pull it off real quick. Okay, that was awkward silence. I will remove that though. But I took the stickers off. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins is probably one of probably one of the main books I haven't read yet that's been released this year. It's the only one that I can think of right now. No, okay, I can think of a few others, but this is like the main book that I want to read. I read all the rest of the Hunger Games books last year, so this is the newest one that's come out. But let's just say I know I'm gonna cry. I know I'm gonna be sad. Also, I can't really read, I don't know, I can't read Suzanne Collins' books. I think it's a word thing for me. Like, they're really good books. I've loved all of them so far, but it's a word thing for me. I hate descriptions, like detailed descriptions of things, and I'm much more of a dialogue or like an inner thoughts person. And so her books are a lot of describing. I don't do well with that. I get bored. So I listen to them on audiobook, and it's great. Like, I actually really enjoy listening to them on audiobook. My dog is giving me the dirtiest look right now. But that's one of the reasons I haven't picked it up, is because I don't have the audiobook for it yet. And then another reason is I don't want to cry. So I'm waiting for a time when I'm okay with reading a book that's going to make me cry, because right now is not that time. So this will be read when I feel like crying one day. It's not often. So I'm hoping to finish it before the end of the year, though, so that I have that series like still checked off on my list, you know? And then I have to get better at looking at the camera and not at myself. Let's just point out the things that I know I'm doing wrong. That's one of them. I'm sorry. I apologize. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Obviously, I don't have it. Probably an expected one is, again, it'll be here if I can figure it out. If not, I'm just awkward. But Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. It is I feel like the couch is buzzing, but my phone is right there. Okay, it's fine. It is a romance. It's a holiday romance, a Christmas romance about the ghost of Christmas past. I wrote that down on my list. Okay, I took notes, guys. But it's about the ghost of Christmas past and a love story about the ghost of Christmas past. How many times can I say that? That's all I know about the book, and that's all I'm gonna stay knowing about the book, because I want to be surprised. But that is supposed to come out this year. I don't know when. I think it said something about October, but don't quote me on that. But it's supposed to come out this year. And so obviously that is my most anticipated release for the rest of the year, because it's B.K. Borison. But the next one is the biggest surprise of the year. I also don't have this book because I read a lot on my Kindle this year, and a lot more from Libby this year too, I will say, because I've listened to a lot of audiobooks. That's how I've gotten through a lot of the books I've read. But it would be Catch the Sun. I don't remember the author's name for the life of me, but if the book's here, it'll be here. If the book's not here, then I'll put it in text somewhere. Okay. But that book, that was the most unexpected book for me this year in general. I almost gave it 5 stars. I got this close to giving that book 5 stars, and then I think, oh, what happened? There was one thing in the book that happened that I didn't like, that I didn't agree with, and so it bumped it down for me. And I said it in my video. I have a video of me reading this book. I can't remember what video it's in, though. It might be in the swapping screen time video. If it is, it's there. If not, it's in video sometime around there, but I think that's the only reading video I've done this year. But that book threw me for a loop. Oh my gosh. I hated it and loved it at the same time. I cried for hours over that book. Like, literally, I read it. Why are there weird lines in my glasses? Okay, Maya, focus. I read that book and cried while I was reading what was happening. And then I finished the book, rated it 4.5 stars. And then I went to my friend's house, hung out at my friend's house, and then I came home and I cried all night about the book. I have never had a book that like did that to me, like full on emotions. Like, I was sobbing my eyes out over this book. What do you mean? Okay, that was a bit dramatic of me, but you know, it's okay. Also, I think I'm wrong about that. I think I read the halfway point of the book and then the sad thing happened. And then I went to my friend's house and then I came home and I finished it and I cried all night. I think something like that. Either way, I cried all night over a book. Hello. I've never done that before, but I did that. So that was probably my biggest surprise of the year. And then we have my favorite new author. Now, it said either a debut author or a new to you author. I had to choose a new to me author. Not a new author at all, let me tell you that. But I had never read a book by her before. So this year was the first year I read it. Did I read it? Oh yeah, I did read it in the same video, I think, as the Catch the Sun video. But Elsie Silver, this is the only book. Well, this is the book that I read by her, so I'm holding it up. But Elsie Silver, I read Flawless on my Kindle this year. and I actually really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like a 3.5 star, 3 star, something like that. It was just like a good romance. Like it felt like a genuine romance book, and I hadn't read one of those, like just a basic romance book in a while, because I read First Time Caller, but I don't feel like it was the same. Like that one still had a lot more into it. This was a very just small town country romance, and I liked that. So this one, she's my newest author that I think I read this year. I think I've already read all of these people before, so she was the only one that was new. Or no, the author from Catch the Sun, I never had read a book by her before either, but this one is Elsie Silver is definitely one that I want to keep reading. I don't have any more in this series, but I can get them on my Kindle, and also I have her other series that I can read. I have like 2 of the books from that. Newest author, and then newest fictional crush. I also don't have this book. This book was another really big surprise for me because I kind of just picked it up and I read it in one sitting. It was only 80 something pages, so like it wasn't that hard to read in one sitting. But The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez, which made me really want to read Abby Jimenez's books, which I've already read one of her books before, I think, and I did really like it. I think Part of Your World was one of her books, right? I think so. And then I think next is Yours Truly. But either way, that book, really good. Really loved it. It was such a cute little short romance, like Valentine's Day romance. And Seth from that book, that man is pretty amazing. Let me tell you that. I loved him. He was great. Okay? He was like the definition of if he wanted to, he would. And I loved that. So that was my favorite. My newest fictional crush this year, I guess, was him. And then I have a book that made me cry. We've already talked about this, so I'll just put it back here. Catch the Sun. As you heard, I cried all night. Okay, that's all we gotta do. All we gotta do? All we gotta do. Jeez. And then a book that made me happy. Again, we're gonna do a lot of repeats because like I said, I haven't read a lot of books this year, but The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez is a book that made me really happy because I just thought it was so cute and sweet. And the romance was romancing, and yes, there was a bit of a weird stalker vibe to it, but that was fine. It was in the back, okay? It was in the background. It's not like it's a dark romance. It was just in the back, and that's okay. And it made me really happy. Their whole vibe and the whole concept of it was just so cute. So that was my favorite book of the year. No, it wasn't. Was it? I don't think I can count that as my favorite book of the year. Like, it was one of my favorites, but I don't think I can because it was a novella. So it was so short that, like, these other books have so much more to them. You know, that's why, like, First Time Caller is my favorite. Because because, you know, it just had more to it. But I did really, really like The Fall Risk. And that's the book that made me happiest, I think, this year. And then the next question is the most beautiful book I've bought this year. I don't have an answer for that because I don't know what I bought this year. I actually haven't bought a lot this year, but let me check this book real quick just to see if it's okay. So I don't have a favorite, like a prettiest book I've bought this year or most beautiful book, but this thing right here, okay? This thing right here. This is the Fearless Walmart edition. Let me just show you something. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? This is probably my favorite piece of art that I've owned ever in my life. It's so pretty. Okay, that's gonna be my answer for that question. I don't have a prettiest book. I have a prettiest cover, which is that. So let me get this back on and then we'll continue on with this little video. Okay, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? Don't come at me when I have done this multiple times now, but I still haven't finished this series. I have read this book like twice, never opened these. So my goal is honestly expect a video in October of me reading these because I really want to read them because I want to watch the show. And I know that the first season is supposed to just be like the first book and then like the second's the second, but I'm scared, okay? I'm scared of spoilers. So I want to read these so that I can watch the show, okay? Because I love Emma. So this is definitely a series I need to finish before the end of the year. And then obviously, like I said, I want to do Sunrise on the Reaping. That's one that I definitely want to read because it's another series. And I would like to read A Court of Silver Flames because I still haven't finished that one. I actually started it officially, like I did, but I got like 2 chapters in. So there are definitely a lot of books I would like to finish by the end of the year. Are any of them going to actually happen? I don't know. But I have a lot of cool reading videos planned for the rest of this year that I'm really hoping I actually stick to this time. I am not doing classes in fall, So I'm hoping that gives me a little bit more time to read, but in reality that should mean I'm working more, but we'll see. Either way, this is definitely one of the main series that I need to read and one of the main books I need to read by the end of this year. And then we have how many 5 stars? This was really shocking to me when I put it together and calculated how many I actually had. You wanna know how many 5 stars reads I had? 3 5 stars this year. There are a couple that I definitely could have seen being 5 stars, but obviously there was something about them that I didn't like at the time. And so they're not. So like First Time Caller, I don't remember why it wasn't a 5 star. Catch the Sun, I do remember why it was not a 5 star. So that one's fine. But like this one, honestly, I might reevaluate. I might look back at this book and reevaluate and make it a 5 star. But I don't know. I think it just didn't give me that 5 star feeling, which is why I didn't do it. But like it was a really good book. But I've only had 3 5 stars. And I feel like they're kind of all cheaty that they're 5 stars. Because they're all 5 stars because they're part of series. And so it's because we've already built up this series. But either way, let's just get into it. First off, we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is my first 5 star of the year, I believe. This is not the special edition. I have the special edition, but I just didn't want to take it off of my shelf because it's the only shelf that looks pretty right now. But this was my first 5 star of the year, and obviously it was almost just like a pencil in 5 star because it was the 3rd book in the series. I did really enjoy this book, don't get me wrong. Like I did have a great time reading it. I liked this one better than Iron Flame, so I think I'm gonna bump Iron Flame down to a 4.5. Fourth Ring's my favorite still. Like that book is my favorite one. The second one was okay. Like it definitely felt like there was stuff missing from it. This one was really good. I did enjoy it. It definitely was not as good as Fourth Ring to me, but it was still really good. And so this was my first 5 star of the year. Part of a series, 3rd book. And then my second 5 star of the year was Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series. I don't know what book it is in the Throne of Glass series. Let's be honest with ourselves here. It's either the 3rd or 4th, depending on which way you read it. It's the 4th for me. So this one was the 4th in the series. I've been building up these characters, building up this world for so long. So obviously it was kind of like a penciled in, like it was gonna be a 5 star because I've built up all this love for these characters and we're continuing to go with them. So this one was a 5 star for me. This was the last book I read in that series. I need to pick it back up again. One of my friends who is actually on BookTube, she is really obsessed with that series, and so I really want to read it so that I can talk to her, but we'll see. And then my last 5 star read was Fearless by Lauren Roberts, which y'all saw this a minute ago, but since you didn't. Either way, this is my 3rd and final 5th star of this year so far. So I'm really hoping I find some more. I would like to at least find 2 more. Like I would like to find more than that. Obviously, I would like every book that I read to be really good and love it. But I would like to find at least 2 more so that I can end the year with at least 5 stars, but we'll see. This is my 3rd 5 star read. And this was the 3rd and final book in this series, like the full series, because she's releasing another novella, and there's obviously another novella that I already own, but this one was a 5 star, because again, it's the last book in the series, so like the rest of the books were 5 stars, this one's a 5 star. Like if nothing drastic happened that made me hate it, it's a 5 star, and so it was, and I loved it, so win-win. But these are my 3 5 star reads of the year. They're all fantasies too, let's put that out there. And they're all part of some really popular series. So I feel like I need to find some more 5 stars that are like varying, you know? We'll see. We'll hope. Maybe I can find a 5 star romance before the end of the year too, because I haven't found that yet this year. We'll see. The next question is, what books do you want to reread? So, books that I want to reread before the end of the year. I would love to reread like all my favorite series. So like the Inheritance Game series, I would love to reread that. But I don't think realistically I'm gonna reread that before the end of this year, and that's okay because like I've already read it and I want to leave time for new books that I haven't read yet. So the first one is Love Life Arms by B.K. Borson. This is the book that started my obsession with B.K. Borson. This is also the indie version because I bought them all whenever she announced that she was changing them. I bought them all. So this is the first book in the series. I'm getting congested because I've been talking too much. But this is the first book in the series, and it was not my favorite in the series. It's actually like, I don't know. This one and Mixed Signals are tied for my 2nd and 3rd. Like I can't pick which one's 2nd and which one's 3rd. Yeah, I can't. No, I can't. Because I love them. Like I love the stuff that happens in Mixed Signals, but I love them, you know? So it's really hard to tell. In the Weeds is my favorite book in the series. It's the one that I will not shut up about, like, for the life of me. Whenever I'm in like a bad episode, like a depressive episode or something, I carry that book around with me everywhere. I wear the sweatshirt from it that says, "Did you find your happy?" Like, I am obsessed with that book so much. But I want to do a reread of them. And each book, there are 4 books altogether. Each book is based on a different season, technically, and so I want to reread them during their season. So for Christmas time, I want to reread this so that I can read it for the winter. And yeah, so this is the first one. I would also like to read it and annotate it because I've never annotated it before. So I'd like to take some time and read, not this copy because this is my special copy, but I would like to take some time to read Love Light Farms and annotate the whole thing. So that's my first reread. And then my second reread is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart because the show just came out. And so I want to reread the book so then I can watch the show because I know what happens. Like, I know the whole story. This was one of the first books I read when I got into reading again, like 3 years ago now. But I want to reread it now that I know everything that happens, and then I want to watch the show. So that is the plan with this one, is to read it and then watch it. Probably won't be on YouTube, but just putting that out there. And then we have 2 more questions. I don't have an answer for the last one, so I'm gonna have to come up with it on the spot. But the next question is a book you enjoyed with mixed reviews. So basically a book that I liked that had really weird reviews, like a lot of people didn't like on Goodreads. This is actually, I was looking up what my 5 highest rated books and my 5 lowest rated books are on Goodreads for reasons. And this is one of my 5 lowest books rated on Goodreads from my physical TBR, which is crazy to me because I really liked this book. I listened to it on audiobook. This is the last book I've read, actually. Like, I finished it last week, but it's The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. I understand people's complaints about the book. I do, genuinely. Like, looking at the negative reviews, the 1-star reviews and everything, I understand where people are coming from, but I really liked it. Like, it wasn't anything super amazing. Oh my gosh, I gave it like 3 stars. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the friend group. I enjoyed the vibes of camp, even with everything going on. This is a thriller, mystery thriller type thing. Definitely more mystery than thriller. Like, there were a few times where you were a little bit on edge, but not a lot. But like, I really enjoyed it. So I don't know. I guess it is just each their own opinion, but I had a great time with this book. Basically, we're following these girls. Well, this one girl, but she has these 2 friends who've gone to the summer camp their whole lives. And then I haven't talked about any of these books. Y'all are just gonna have to assume. But this is one of the ones that's not really popular. The rest have been. But now they're like counselors at the camp. And something happened to this main girl over the last school year. She hasn't told her friends at camp about it or anything. And so she's got this big secret. And then someone turns up dead. And one of her friends she knows was there that night. And that's all I'm going to tell you. But it's a very interesting story. I really liked it. Like, don't go into it expecting anything amazing. Like, don't expect it to be something crazy. Like, even the ending wasn't, like, that dramatic. I guessed what was going to happen at the end, which, like, isn't the best. Hello. You never want to, like, guess what's going to happen in a thriller or a mystery. But it took me all the way to, like, the end of the story to guess. And I know some other people probably could have guessed earlier on, but I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed my time reading it. I questioned everybody. Like, everybody was suspect in my mind. Don't know why I said it like that, but I did. But I liked it. So whatever everybody else says, I don't care. I enjoyed my time reading. It gave the full summer vibes. So the final question is 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. I don't know, because I have been very weird with my 5 stars this year. Like, genuinely, I have been all over the place. So I don't know. I feel like one of the Good Girls Guide to Murder books could possibly be a 5-star because I have hiccups and it's really aggravating me. But 5 Survive by the same author was a 5-star for me. I really liked that book. So I feel like one of the other ones in that series could definitely be a 5-star read. And then Sunrise on the Reaping might be a 5-star for me. I don't really know what else I'm gonna read. I feel like if I do read A Court of Silver Flames, it could be a 5-star. Let's see, is there a romance that I plan on reading or that I have on my shelves? I don't know. I guess maybe if I read Daydream or Wildfire, it could be just because I love the character so much. But I don't know. I don't think I have a lot of 5-star predictions. I never really do, unless it's like a big part of a series that I've already loved. Because I don't know. I kind of just, 5 stars just happen for me. I just have a feeling, and it is. So that is my mid-year wrap up going up in August. Hi, August. It's Taylor Swift's month. It's folklore time. So I can't hold all these books up. But these are the top, the 5-ish stars, and others. I'm not holding them all up. Y'all don't get that. But thank you guys for watching my insane rambliness. I did not expect this video to go this way, but it did. And so here we are. But thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my Maya-ness. And like, subscribe, and comment down below what your mid-year wrap-up is. Y'all can answer the questions. I wrote them down on this piece of paper and then tore it out of a book. But y'all can answer the questions. I'll put the questions in the description. Can't speak. And I will see you all next time. Bye!